Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly Grill Dome video. So today I'm going to show you how to make some baby back ribs with a homemade blueberry barbecue sauce. And then we're also going to grill up some peaches with a homemade bourbon butter sauce. So let's go ahead and get started. For our blueberry ribs, what we're going to do here is we're just going to lightly dust the ribs with some of our barbecue seasoning here. And the idea is that when you're making ribs that have a really nice flavorful barbecue sauce and you really want that sauce to pop, you don't want to go too heavy on the rub because we're not really trying to look for a strong rub flavor. We want to focus on the sauce. So all we're going to do is just kind of lightly coat both sides, some olive oil just to kind of act as a little binder. And then we're just going to take our rub and again just kind of give this a light coat. Alright, so that's really all we're looking for. And we will go ahead and start on our sauce. Okay, so our blueberry barbecue sauce is basically just a variation of a homemade sweet rib sauce that I like to make with the addition of blueberries. So I'll have the ingredients up on the screen as I add these in. So we've got some ketchup, some red wine vinegar, some honey, some molasses, some brown sugar, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some salt and pepper, and then lastly we've got a cup of fresh blueberries. Okay, and you can use a blender or a food processor. I have one of these little Ninja blenders, which are just awesome. If you guys don't have one of these, this thing was 80 bucks and it's 900 watts, incredibly powerful, and works really well for blending up ingredients for a barbecue sauce like this. Right. So that only took about 15 seconds. And so you can see here it's nice and blended up. And now we're going to go ahead and get this on the heat. Okay, so we're just going to pour this into a saucepan. And what we want to do is bring this up just to a light boil. And then we're going to reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Alright, so it's been 20 minutes and our sauce is reduced down and got nice and thick for us. So we're going to go ahead and pull this, let it cool down a little bit, and then we're going to throw it in the fridge to let it get nice and thick so it'll be ready to glaze our ribs later on. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you how we've got our grill dome set up and preheated. This is a nice and straightforward indirect setup. Underneath our main cooking rack we have the indirect cooking rack in the down position with a ceramic stone sitting on top of it, and then the main cooking rack just goes right on top. And so I've got the grill dome preheated up to 250 degrees, and all we're going to do is just place our ribs right in the center of the rack right there, and we're going to go ahead and let these cook for about 3 hours. Okay guys, we got hit by a pretty nasty thunderstorm here that lasted about 2 hours, so my original intent was to foil these right around the 3-hour mark, but what you can do with the grill dome is I cranked the heat up to about 275 and just kept the lid shut the whole time. And so I got a little toothpick here, just do a little toothpick test just to check the tenderness, and you can see how that toothpick with almost zero effort is sliding straight through the meat. So these are just about done already. So all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our blueberry barbecue sauce and baste these. Gosh man, it smells so good. And we're going to let these sit for about 30 minutes. And then we'll pull them. Okay, so for the bourbon butter sauce for our peaches, we're going to start off with some bourbon. And we're going to bring this to a slight boil and let it boil for about a minute to burn the alcohol off. Okay, so it's been about a minute and a half, so we've burned the alcohol off of this bourbon. So we're gonna add some brown sugar, some cinnamon, some sea salt, and some unsalted butter. Alright guys, so brought this to a simmer, and this thickened up in about a minute and a half, so we're going to pull this off of the heat and go ahead and glaze our peaches with this. Okay, so we've halved and pitted some peaches here, and all we're going to do now is we're going to glaze these before and after the cook, and we will pick back up outside at the grill dome. Alright guys, it has been 30 more minutes and our ribs are done. We're going to go ahead and pull these, and we're going to transition our grill dome for a direct cook for the grilled peaches. Okay, so what I did was I removed the indirect cooking rack and the ceramic stone, and I've got a cast iron griddle with the grated side face up, and so we're going to go ahead and get this preheat over about 350 degrees, and then we'll grill our peaches. It's only going to take 3 or 4 minutes to do that. Alright, first thing we're going to do is take a paper towel that's soaked in canola oil and just kind of oil up our grates here. Alright, just like that. Alright, now we're just going to toss our peaches on. Alright guys, it has been about 4 minutes. Alright, and that's what we're looking for right there. So we're going to go ahead and pull these off. Alright, then we're just going to give these one final glaze. This awesome bourbon butter. Let this melt a little bit more on top of these, and these are ready to serve. Alright guys, so here we go. We've got the blueberry glazed baby back ribs here with our bourbon butter glazed grilled peaches. These look amazing. Let's go ahead and try these out. Look how perfect those came out. Nice little smoke ring up top. Go ahead and try these. Look how the meat just came. It still had a little bit of bite, but the meat came completely off the bone. So that's what you're looking for. You don't want it just to fall straight off before you bite it. Alright, and then this is our fun little sweet side. You could also do this as a dessert with some ice cream or some whipped cream, but since fruits go so well with pork, this is going to be great if you just want to serve it as your side. So see that right there, the way that came out? Nice little char with this glaze on it. Gosh, that's amazing. That little bit of just kind of charcoal flavor to it with that bourbon butter glaze. That is so good. So definitely try this out. This is a fairly straightforward recipe. It kind of takes a while. It's a bit involved, but really great blending these fruit flavors with these pork ribs. So again, check us out on Twitter and Facebook, and we have weekly videos here on our YouTube channel. So if you like this video, give us a subscribe, and thanks a lot. We'll see you again soon.